And look, Lewis, talking to Mike Mayock this week, he talked about Josh Jacobs running for over 1,100 yards into crowded boxes last year. You put Henry Ruggs on this field, you're going to scare safeties out of there. You're going to have a lot more room for Josh Jacobs to run. And also add Darren Waller at tight end. He ran in the mid-4.4s. Now you've got Henry Ruggs, who ran in the mid-4.2s. This Raider team got fast real quick.
1 year ago, that quote was said by Daniel Jeremiah, and 1 year later, Henry Ruggs has 26 catches and 450 receiving yards to his name, while other players in the 2020 draft like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Jerry Jeudy all more than have double what Henry Ruggs has produced so far. And a year ago in the draft process, Ruggs was viewed as a very, very fast receiver, as Daniel Jeremiah said, but what I do want to say is also in the draft process, he was not viewed as the next John Ross, and he can only run fast, and that's the only reason why he was the #1 receiver drafted. In fact, that could not be more far from the truth, as Henry Ruggs was 6 feet, 190 pounds, and he was not a 5'8", 155-pound track star. He was very far from that, and there was a reason that he was taken over players like Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, and Justin Jefferson. Now, obviously in hindsight, it may not have been the smartest decision, but what we are going to discuss and what we are going to cover in today's video is Henry Ruggs is open a lot more than it suggests, and he has a lot bigger of an impact on the game for the Raiders than a 26-catch, 450-yard season shows in the stat sheet. So before we dive into Henry Ruggs' film breakdown, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, as each only take a second to do, and it would be very much appreciated. Now let's begin. The first play we view is actually the first target from Henry Ruggs' career, and what was the second play in the entire 2020 Raiders season. It was a 2nd and 5 off of a no-huddle from a 5-yard Josh Jacobs first down run, and it was the first deep target of Ruggs' career. Both the safety and the corner were in a deep zone, and the Panthers were definitely threatened by Ruggs' over-the-top speed, as you'll see. Both of these guys go back, and where they were intended to play were the deep middle of the field and the outer deep portion of the field, meaning it was a zone coverage call to not get deep by Ruggs. Both of these guys are in a full sprint, and the safety over the top here, Trey Boston, is definitely not as fast as Ruggs, and in my opinion gets away with a pass interference here, as he isn't remotely close or going for the ball, and clearly bumps Ruggs in the middle of the route and made him off balance, because if Boston does not do this, then there is a very good possibility Ruggs makes the catch over him for the first of many long touchdowns in his career. And you can't really fault Derek Carr on this play either, because he threw a very good deep ball, and had Boston not bumped Ruggs, this probably would have been the first deep touchdown of Ruggs' career. And the next play we have is from the same game, actually the next drive, and it is a 45-yard completion to Ruggs here, as instead of being strictly a deep threat, as you'll see, Ruggs comes underneath and is left one-on-one with safety Trey Boston, which I don't think was supposed to happen, and we'll replay this, but rookie corner, also in his NFL debut, Troy Pride, went down to cover Darren Waller, thinking he was going to jump her out, and in the process of being too aggressive here, left Ruggs wide open with a safety, at which point Derek Carr, with a clean pocket, hits Ruggs seamlessly in stride for a huge 45-yard gain to take the Raiders all the way down to the Carolina 1. Now, this final play from the Panthers game, we're going to see Henry Ruggs come in motion, and it is a flea flicker, and the guy covering Henry Ruggs bites hard on the flea flicker, and this should have been a big completion to Henry Ruggs, which obviously would have boosted his stats. And even if this play is made, it's not like Henry becomes a 1,000-yard receiver. I just want to get that clear, but I also do want to say that Henry's numbers aren't as good as what they could have been, in due in parts that weren't his fault either. And as you'll see on this play, Derek Carr lofts a ball that probably should not have been lofted, but the corner bit hard and was just playing catch up on Ruggs, so he had no chance to even remotely get up to where Henry Ruggs was, so all he could have realistically did was bat the ball away. And obviously it's easier to say where I am now looking at this than Derek Carr is in real time, because if he tries to whip a ball past the corner's ear right there, then more than likely in a bad luck fashion, the corner would whip around and he would just pick it off, when in reality that just wouldn't have happened because of how much Henry Ruggs had him beat by. But I also see why Derek Carr lofted this ball instead of going for that bullet of a pass. But Henry could have and probably should have had a big play here. He beat his man, and obviously the corner bit hard. And this corner was not a quality corner by any means. It was Corn Elder, a 5-year veteran who was a 5th-round pick back in 2017. And I'm assuming a lot of you guys probably have not heard of Corn Elder, but that was the concept here, and it was a flea flicker. And Henry Ruggs should have had a big play, but unfortunately did not. And the next play is a 72-yard touchdown, which was Ruggs' longest touchdown of the year. He did have two. The other one was against the Jets and Lamar Jackson, the DB. But anyways, what we're going to watch here is a go ball. And what I don't understand is what Chiefs safety Dan Sorensen was doing, because as you'll see, the Chiefs lined up in a heavy blitz package. They sent 6 guys, and Dan Sorensen was responsible for being the single high safety. So why, when you are playing Henry Ruggs, knowing that he ran a sub 4.340 at the combine just 7 months before this game, why you try to go up and pick off a ball with Darren Waller right there as Henry Ruggs is running right by you, knowing you are the last line of defense, is beyond me. But this is a typical blitz, throw the deep ball, let Ruggs run under it, touchdown, see you later. And to be honest, I do expect more of that to happen in the future, but this was a completely just blown assignment by Dan Sorensen to think that he was going to come up and intercept the ball or lay a big hit, when in reality it was a 72-yard touchdown the other way. And the Chiefs ended up losing this game, not obviously due to this specific play, because the Raiders did go into Arrowhead and put up 40 points, but on this specific play, Darren Sorensen just completely blew an assignment, and the Raiders made them pay, and Henry Ruggs scored his first career touchdown on a 72-yard bomb by Derek Carr. So this next play is also from the Chiefs game, and Henry Ruggs did finish this with 2 catches for 118 yards and a touchdown, but this play should have been another 70-plus yard touchdown, and we'll see why. Obviously, we're going to replay it, but Henry Ruggs' burst of acceleration up the left sideline is, it's 4.2 speed, right? And you'll see this on the replay. And had Derek Carr looked to his left and thrown the ball to Henry Ruggs, this is another either A, 70-yard touchdown, or B, the DB holds him, because there's absolutely no way he can catch up to Henry Ruggs. And you'll see this in Ruggs' acceleration from the 30 to the 35. He absolutely blows by the defensive back, and this should have been another touchdown. And if you guys know Randy Moss's infamous Thanksgiving Day stat line, where he had 3 catches for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns, this game would have looked very similar to that, as Henry Ruggs would have went from a 2, 118 and 1 stat line to a 380 plus and 2 stat line, which it should have been. So this was just a misread by Derek Carr, and it should have been a 75 plus yard touchdown for Henry Ruggs. And this goes to show that just because the stats and numbers are not there for Ruggs, he is 100% getting open, and this play exemplifies that. So the next play is against the Falcons, and Raiders fans obviously try to forget this game for several reasons, but this play was a 36-yard deep ball to Henry Ruggs. And with Henry Ruggs' 2020 tape, there's obviously not a lot to show, and when I am showing the tape for this video, I've shown roughly 5 or 6 catches, but that is right there 20% of what he did production-wise in 2020, and Ruggs is a very good receiver. I do think he has the potential to be, I don't want to say a top 5 receiver, because that's obviously lofty considering what he did in his rookie season, and the offense that he plays in, given that, but there is a lot of room for Henry Ruggs to grow, and I do think the Raiders can be similar, though obviously not exact, to what the Chiefs offense is, with Ruggs playing the Tyreek Hill role and Darren Waller playing the Travis Kelce role. Now, I do think that would mean getting a better quarterback than what Derek Carr is, as in like a top 5 quarterback like Patrick Mahomes is, because if they do that, then their offense could be unlimited, and it could be like the Chiefs of Las Vegas, and obviously that would be very good for ticket sales and everything in that vicinity related to money. But I do think Henry Ruggs' tape is a lot better than what the stat sheet shows, and I hope that today's video has kind of covered that. But this play was a 36-yard gain, and it was against fellow 2020 first round pick AJ Terrell, and AJ immediately, he showed press right off the line. He showed like he was gonna hit Ruggs with a punch or something, but the problem if you try and punch Henry Ruggs off the line, give him a little jam, is if you miss and Henry Ruggs is going in or he's going out and you guess the opposite of what he's going, then you're done. No one is running a 4.040 versus his sub 4.3, and you're not going to catch up to him. So because of Ruggs' sheer speed, he presents matchup nightmares for every corner. Even a player like Stephon Gilmore, he can't exactly just punch Ruggs the way he would a normal receiver because of that speed, because Gilmore himself is not a 4.1 or 4.040 guy. So Ruggs presents a lot of problems that other receivers simply don't because of what he is, and that is a true speedster. But at the same time, Ruggs is also a very good football player, player, and he would not have gone in the first round if he wasn't that said football player. So anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I know I enjoyed making this video because I really do get sick of the narrative of Henry Ruggs being a speed-only guy and he was drafted that high because of a 40, because that simply isn't the case, and I do hope the stat sheet and Henry Ruggs changes that in 2021. He is 6 feet, 190 pounds. He's not a little track star, and he is a lot more than just a guy that runs fast. He is a very good football player. He has a dog mentality, and it shows up on the tape when he makes big plays. So anyways, that's all I have. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If there are any other players you want me to do film breakdowns on, I have enjoyed doing these, so let me know in the comments. And until next time, have a great day. Love you guys. Deuces. Peace.